Yo, what is up, guys? What is up, people? But that was my best attempt at an overly enthusiastic intro. I hope you hated it as much as I did. I will never do it again. I'm so sorry. Today, let's talk about filming people without permission. Nah, not like that. More like filming people unknowingly for a project that you have. Whether it be travel videos, documentaries, or just your typical run-and-gun type shoots, here's some tips and suggestions for making the most out of filming strangers naturally. But first, if you haven't subscribed yet and you'd like to become a better creator, hover over this square here, press the subscribe button, and also click the bell button to get notified about all my videos. So when I first started filming people while traveling, I felt unbelievably awkward. I knew that people didn't want to be filmed, and especially by people they don't know, so I always felt out of place when trying to get a shot of someone. But the thing is, I didn't want to let them know I was filming them, because then they'd either break the fourth wall by staring at the camera, or they'd stop what they were doing, thus ending the reason I was filming them in the first place. So how did I combat this initially? I started out with having a friend act as cover for me while I stood behind them with my camera and just kind of shot over their shoulder. Don't do this. It's really hard to get any cinematic movement with your friend directly in front of you, and you need some sort of telephoto lens to push past their shoulder and to get correct composition of your subject. It's just too annoying of an obstacle. The best way I found to get natural shots of strangers is, are you ready? Is just take the shot and deal with the consequences. Anticlimactic and a bummer to hear, I know, but there really is no way to work around this. When you're traveling in a country and you want a natural performance out of someone you don't know, then just be brave, film them, and if they happen to look at you while you're filming them, then cut out that portion where they're looking at you. Or unless if you want them looking at the camera, then include that. Yes, you're gonna get looks after people realize that you filmed them, but don't worry about it. They most likely will care for a fleeting second. Now, if they ask you to delete it, then respect their wishes and delete it. But most of the time, people won't care that they happen to be in a project that they most likely will never see. And if they do see it and they disapprove of it, say on YouTube, then YouTube Studio allows you to do something where you can blur out people's faces as well as blur out a section of YouTube videos and track it as well, which is nice because then you don't have to delete the whole video out of fear of being sued. Now, of course, there is another option to all this, and that is to ask for permission. You don't even have to go up and say, "Excuse me, ma'am or sir, can I film you?"
You are so weird.
What you can do is just make eye contact with that person you want to film, and with your camera in hand, smile, maybe lift your camera a little bit, and usually this is a clear indication that you're wanting to film them. This is really helpful if you're in a country where the population doesn't speak English or your native language. It is just a gesture that most people understand. I use this method most commonly, and it almost always works out. And actually, most of the time, people will go back to what they're doing, so you can still get a natural performance out of them. Now, some people may shake their head and say no or indicate no. I've had this happen a bunch, specifically in countries like Bolivia, where the majority of the population believes that if you take a photograph or a video of them, then you're stealing their soul. If you get a no response, just bow or indicate some sort of thanks anyways gesture and move on to your next shot. And that about wraps it up, guys. If you enjoyed the video and you learned something, then you'll definitely enjoy my other videos. Smash that like button to help me out and subscribe if you haven't already. Have an amazing and positive day.